And these are all, deep concerns. I mean, we have to meet them when they come, but they are very deep concerns. And I would want to lend my name to any kind of support that they would need in order to ensure that they are both treated fairly and justly, but recognize that it's part of the war against Black freedom movements. I think it's very important to do what one can and all that one can to in order to defend the rights and liberties of our brothers and sisters at the African People's Socialist Party. I had a wonderful dialogue with a sister in San Diego. In fact, we were talking about the Burning Spear, the newspaper, where I was able to get even more information than I had before. And I had been really too negligent to be able to follow through on all of the things. I keep track of it with the press and so forth, but she's a member of the party, so we had the chance to actually talk about it. And then I saw my dear brother give a very, very powerful interview. I think it was on Democracy Now! Right after I read the newspaper, just to hear what he had to say and his whole history of going back, way back to the 60s and 70s, to SNCC and so on. And these are all, deep concerns. I mean, we have to meet them when they come, but they are very deep concerns. And I would want to lend my name to any kind of support they would need in order to ensure that they are both treated fairly and justly, but recognize that it's part of the war against Black freedom movements. I mean, we are in a war, and we have to come up with whatever kind of armor we can and buffers that we can, because the charge had to do with the Russian connection, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think those are trumped up charges. He said that he went to Spain and he went to Russia, and he made a fascinating analysis comparing the two, and they had nothing. I mean, it had nothing to do with any kind of sense of being captive to the Russians. He was simply invited. Like
now, what I even remember from sorry to cut you. Yeah, I just saying from reading the case itself, I remember looking at the case itself. When you read it, it seems silly. It shouldn't be something that concludes with this level of potential imprisonment,
repression,
and punishment,
so forth.
Because it's like this email, and somebody may have misread an email, or somebody sent an email to somebody, and because they were grouped in an email with a whole bunch of other people, it's like all of that's what you use, that's your evidence. And then some claim about a Russian agent using a St. Petersburg, Florida local election to infiltrate the American electoral establishment. Come on. I mean, this is
as weak as pre-sweetened Kool-Aid. You're absolutely right. And the brother, he's been such a long distance runner in the struggle for Black people. You could see it in his face. You could hear it in his voice.